Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's energy reading. Apologies for not posting a card reading for last week. It was a combination of family, work, everything just kind of took over. So I'm back, and this week I've pulled some cards for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine energies. The way I've done it this week is Divine Masculine is on the left-hand side, and the for Divine Feminine, is on the right-hand side. And we have the higher consciousness, 3D, and in the middle got cards related to the heart center with a crowning card. So I'm just going to get straight into it. Know that there is a full moon that is coming up tomorrow, which means there's going to be a lot of that full moon energy, a lot of releasing, and I feel like actually this is a really positive time to start putting forward your ideas and any projects that you've had in mind that you'd like to move forward now with. So I'm going to start with the cards that I pulled for the Divine Masculine and what's happening in his 5D or the spiritual space this week. And the first card that I pulled is the Nine of Swords, and it's reversed. And the Nine of Swords reversed is talking about anxiety and feeling unable to take action. So I think for some Divine Masculines, they're feeling a bit stuck at the moment. They've worked themselves up into a bit of a state over moving forward and all, whether to, whether not to, whether they should dip their toe in the water or not. There's that fear that they may fall in. So anxiety has really been taken over with some Divine Masculines, and it's as if they've kind of lost sight a bit of the real goal because their anxiety is consuming them far too much. So because they're being consumed by all this anxiety, they've lost sight of where it is that they're actually wanting to head to. And it's just this is like this excuse me, like this anxiety cloud is following them around, working themselves up. But what Spirit is saying with this card consciousness that I pulled is that clarity is available, that by letting go of all of this mental chatter, this mental conflict, this battling that's going to and fro of should I, shan't I, what if I do, what would happen, and trying to think too much about, the expectations of what may or may not happen. What Spirit says is drop it. Get yourself in that mode that you are already living the life that you want to be leading. So not focusing on what you don't have and what's not going right, and think about becoming detached from the issues. It's very difficult to do, but if you try waking up in the morning and when you wake up in the morning, instead of having that first thought, oh no, try having the first thought, oh good, oh great, oh I've got, whatever small thing it may be to look forward to, even if it's only, oh, my bed's so comfy, or oh yeah, I can have my favourite cup of coffee in the morning, or whatever it is. Start your first thought with something positive, and that can help you knock on. Then it can keep you in a better mind frame. And it's about Spirit saying, we are all one, and you can feel the oneness. And all the work that you've been doing to move away from being so ego driven. The Divine Masculine's done a lot of work towards moving away from that ego driven mind, saying don't let anxiety put a dampener on this, don't let it hold you back, because actually have some faith, trust in the universe. This card is the star, and the star is about optimism, new hope, or renewed hope that things are going to work out okay. If you have this belief in your head that things are never going to work out, it's never going to happen, it's always going to be you're always going to be struggle, then that's what the universe will send to you, because that's the energy that you're vibrating within. If you can get just even on that the thought of, oh, I have, a nice home life, or get even a comfy bed, or whatever it is, with small thing, and focus more on the positives of what you do have, then the universe can bring you more of that. So for the Divine Masculine this week, it's about trying not to feel that anxiety, try not to let that well up within you. And if it is anxiety about your twin flame counterpart and whether to take action towards moving forward with that, then just try and let it all go. Just try and not focus on whether it's a good, bad thing, whatever. Just let it all go this week and see what happens. Just give it a couple of days and see what happens. See if that can start shifting your awareness into a more positive frame of mind. For the Divine Feminine, the first card that I pulled for her this week is the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is about fulfillment. And this fulfillment is both emotional and spiritual. It can mean a time of starting new projects, can mean renewed love, new love. Can also mean that there will be more offers of new things coming her way. And the thing with the Ace of Cups is it's about, do you take that? You may have new things, new doors opening, new things coming towards you, but it's whether you step into that or not. That is your choice. That is our free will as we're here. So she may be having new experiences coming up, and it's time maybe for new experiences, but it's whether she decides to do that. It's also about the experiencing of your inner feelings and letting you use your emotions to allow yourself to shine. So it's talking about how she's come far as well with learning to understand emotions and her emotions, and how to keep herself from sliding back. So it's a very positive card, but it's also asking her to really think about the new things that she's doing and the new projects, and not to walk past open doors when they present themselves, to take that challenge. And even if the direction you feel may be taking you away from your twin flame, even if it feels like it's going in a different direction, sometimes that will happen for a while, but ultimately, if something is destined, all paths will lead back. It will happen. If it's destined, if you are destined to come together in this lifetime, then just know that that's what will happen. The other card I got for her is New Vision. And this is talking about looking at your situation through new eyes. Understanding that we within us have both dark and light. And it's not about the constantly being in the light. It's about balancing your shadow and your light side. So it's learning to be okay with that shadow side of yourself, and not to berate yourself. Be gentle with yourself. If you have lapses, if you do lapse into being sad, if you do lapse into getting angry or cross about something, then not to be hard on yourself, but to recognise that we have these qualities within us, and think, okay, yeah, that's just me, that's the way I handled this. Okay, I see that. I will try and handle it calmer, or not so reactively in the future, but I'm not going to beat myself up about the way I behave. So it's about being gentle with yourself and to see yourself in a new light, really learning about who you truly are. And in that way, you can maybe recognise more of these new opportunities opening up for you. The other card I got for the Divine Feminine this week is the Ten of Wands. Reverse, this is. And this is to do with a completion of a cycle. The end of a struggle. And to look at the achievements that you've had. So it's asking her to really have a think about what she's achieved so far. And this is from the spiritual perspective. So this is asking her to really see how far she's come on that spiritual journey, on awakening to discover who she truly is. Because the twin flame pathway is about the relationship that you have to yourself as well. And it's very important on this pathway to really embrace who you are, to learn who you are. Because by learning who you are and learning to love who you are, then you can love your twin flame counterpart, because you mirror each other and there needs to be balance. So this is saying to her, yeah, you have come so far. And she is feeling more at the moment that she has been through a lot, but she's come through the other side. And it's as if she's recognizing now that life is about challenges and successes, and that there has to be that balance. So for her, there is this week this recognition, this new perspective, this new way of looking at the situation. From the heart centre for the Divine Masculine this week, the card I pulled is Romantic Feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. This very much, I feel, is tied up with this card, the Anxiety card, and I think that the heart is saying, yes, sometimes we get anxiety when we're worried and we're nervous of moving forward, and sometimes we interpret it in the wrong way. So sometimes we think that nervousness and that anxiety is because it's not good for us or it's a bad thing. But you know, when you come face to face with your twin flame counterpart, there will be that anxiety, there's that energy, there's that feeling, not just the pull, the magnetic pull towards them, but you also get that butterfly, that anxiety feeling as well. And for some Divine Masculines, because of the way that they have been brought up, because of the past beliefs, they interpret that feeling as, oh, this is something I should really stay away from, and this can't be good for me, or this is worrying. Why do I feel, why does she make me feel like that? Nobody else does. That's weird. And because they are unsure of what that really means, and sort of that mental conflict for why that should be happening, then it creates this anxiety, it creates this fear of taking action. Because, if they've been hurt before and they've been in a relationship and they've been hurt and they haven't felt all of this anxiety or this magnetic attraction, this pull towards somebody, and it hasn't worked out and they've had their hearts broken, then to go forward with someone who gives you this feeling that you haven't had before, that you feel maybe more heartfelt, deeper, then how would you feel if that doesn't work out? How devastating would that be? So it's asking, the heart is asking for the Divine Masculine to say, but if this is your true love, then isn't it worth that risk to take? And if it's your true love, then they will feel the same for you as you feel for them. So there would be no fear, because fear creates fear. Drop the fear, let go of the fear, and then everything will slot into place. It's about trusting what you know inside. Trust those feelings. For the Divine Feminine this week, The card I got was very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. This also, I feel, has got a lot to do with manifestation and the intentions and getting yourself, like the Divine Masculine. It's been asked in the spiritual to get into that kind of the right energy, positive energy flow as soon as they wake up. Divine Feminine has been asked very much also to have that decision as soon as she wakes up. Feel how you feel. Try and keep yourself in that feeling of joy and happiness. I know it can be tough sometimes, but if you can also try waking up and having a nice first thought, it helps so much with creating the way that the rest of the day is going to go. So it's also about her being more decisive about the new opportunities, things that are being presented to her. So sometimes when you're a bit wishy-washy and you're, oh, I'm not sure, I don't really know where I'm going, I don't know where I'm heading, I don't know what's going on, then it's very difficult for the universe to give you what you want, because if you don't know what you want, how's the universe going to know what you want? So it's asking her to start being more decisive about exactly what it is that she wants. What is it that you want from work or love or family, or what is it that you want the most? Decide it and then stick to that. Don't waver from it. It's also a message that things are happening, you know. This is very soon. So there's that element of having the patience again, trusting, having that faith that things are working out. In the 3D, how it's manifesting in the physical realm at the moment for the Divine Masculine, the first card that I pulled for him is the Six of Cups reversed. And this is talking about, it can mean a couple of things. One of it is being stuck in the past, so that keep playing over the same sort of scenarios or expecting the same outcomes that you've had in the past. So maybe if you've always been, when you've been seeing your twin and maybe, you know, she's rejected you in the past, and maybe you just feel that that's going to happen again and again and again. But the thing is, it's the way that you're viewing it as well. If you have that expectation, then you're bringing that to you. So some of you think that's what some of the anxiety is all about, because you're anxious that things that have happened in the past are going to be recreated again on the physical, and it's asking you to really hone in on what you want, not what you don't want, what you want. Also, for some of the Divine Masculines, this card's talking about some final issues that need to be resolved, so that there is still some beliefs or ideas that you have been hanging on to that may be causing a few hold-ups in the flow. So talking about things like unrealistic ideas about certain times in your life, like, for instance, it's like the expectations. If, for instance, you believed that by the age of 25 you would be married and have a couple of kids, and that's not how your life has panned out, but to you're hanging on too much to that idea of, this is what my life should be, why isn't it like this? Oh, okay. It's asking you to let go of that. Let go of that. Focus on what it is that you do want to bring to you. And just because society may believe that that's the way most people's lives pan out. Doesn't necessarily mean that that's right for you, or that's what you've chosen for you, that your soul has chosen for you. And that just know that things are flowing in the way that your soul has decided, the way that your soul wants it to flow. So just know that and believe in that. And if you know that and you believe in that, then triumph, you can become triumphant. This card, as well as meaning that you can triumph over this feeling of being stuck in this past, these hold-ups that you have, you can triumphantly move them out of the way and achieve what you want. This card is also talking about visualising success, visualise what you want, and it's also talking about thinking through the plans that you do have carefully, allowing things to come to you. It's almost as if sometimes the Divine Masculine doesn't feel worthy of this love, doesn't feel worthy of having all of this good stuff come to him. He needs to truly believe in his heart and his soul that he deserves this. You do deserve this. We all deserve to be happy and to live full lives. You need to really go within and tell yourself that and believe in that. The other card I got for him is the Eight of Swords reversed. And the Eight of Swords reversed is talking about taking the blindfold off, letting yourself see clearly. See how you are a creator of your destiny. How you, as a person who can transform your life. To stop thinking that things are impossible. To stop being anxious and thinking that it's never going to happen. Believe in yourself. You know, you've come through difficult times, and this also can mean that you are now more accepting and more open. Also, this card can mean about clearing out skeletons. So if you've still got a few demons to slay or skeletons in the closet to sort out, like the Six of Cups that talks about moving on from these hold-ups that you may have, beliefs and ideas that are causing hold-ups. The Eight of Swords talks about how you can clear this out, that you are now more accepting and more open because of all the work that you've done spiritually to be able to not beliefs, maybe some of these beliefs that you've held when you were a child. For the Divine Feminine, for her 3D manifestation, I get Sun, which is a lovely card, and that's talking about success and abundance and seeing the bright side of life, using your confidence and embracing your destiny. So that's all very positive, and is talking about the fact that she too can manifest what she desires, and if she stays in this sort of sunny disposition and believing that if this is what you want, is what you can bring to you, then believe in it. Really believe that that's possible, and that's possible for you, and that you deserve that. The other card I got for her, a bit different to the Sun, is Conflict and Defeat. But this card, although it looks quite doom and gloom, is also a positive, because it's telling her that, you know, it's important to handle situations sensitively, and that you now have the ability, and you've been learning and you've been changing, so you're able to be more sensitive to the other. And this is talking very much about the divine counterpart, the Divine Masculine, and how it's important for her to be very sensitive towards his needs as well, and because he's got all this anxiety for a lot of them and feeling very much unable to or afraid to take action. You see this guy looks very defeated. It's like he's walking backwards down the stairs because he's kind of lost the will a bit. This is asking her to be sympathetic, empathetic, to be sensitive to their actions as well, because they're seeing the world from their perspective and you're seeing the world from your perspective, and that could be two very different things at the moment. So look at how your actions as well can impact others, and not to play the blame game. So not to try and blame the other for not living up to your expectations, because then that's not unconditional love, that's still putting expectations. And this twin flame pathway is about learning to love each other unconditionally and learning to love everything, everybody unconditionally. And if you're placing expectations on people and expecting them to behave in certain ways or be a certain way, then that's more control. That's not unconditional, that's conditional. So she's been asked very much to just be a bit more, sensitive towards other people's needs and how other people are. And the other card I got for her is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is talking about having sort of new energy and enthusiasm to go for it. Feel like she's going to get more opportunities coming up in the next couple of weeks. There will be more doors opening, and if she stays in that energy of yes, I can do this, and yes, I am worthy of this, then she can move through this, and we can have, stay in this sunny disposition and not feel defeated, not feel that things can't or won't move forward. It's also talking about putting forward plans for the future, thinking about what it is you would like to bring to you. So there's that visualization of the success and of what you want to bring to you, very similar to what the Divine Masculine has been asked this week as well. This card is also can be talking about finding the truth in situations. So for some Divine Feminines, I feel like there will be truths revealed to them, that there's going to be unexpected truths revealed to them this week. And I have a feeling for some it's going to be really unexpected and pleasant, because we have the sun. So I think it's going to be pleasant stuff. It's going to be positive what she finds out, but it just feels like there is going to be some truths uncovered, particularly this week. So watch out for that. A crowning card for both Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, and the whole feel of this week's reading. The card that I pulled is Love Yourself First. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And for both the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, very much this week, it's about the visualizing success, visualizing what you want, letting go of what you don't want, and getting onto that energy. As soon as you wake up, get onto that. I think the law of attraction calls it like the vortex. So get onto the positive vortex and keep yourself in that mode. If you start to slip, if something starts to happen, think, okay, we experience challenges as well as experiencing positives. So thank you, universe, for showing me that. Clearly I need to, you know, adjust something, amend something here. Allow that emotion to wash over you. Be gentle with yourself. If you do react, recognise that we have both dark and light within us. And then keep back with the visualising what it is that you want. Divine Masculine, very much has been asked to let go of the anxiety, to step into what you want, to try and not keep yourself stuck too much in what's happened in the past, and to let that go, because then you can be triumphant. The Divine Feminine, it's very much about the looking at the world from a different perspective, honouring your dark and your light, being sensitive to others' needs, but knowing that there's new projects, new things happening, and maybe some truth being revealed this week. So all in all, very positive and good reading. I hope that that's been helpful for you, and I look forward to connecting with you again. Namaste.